Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and this is Where Are They Now for February of 2021. Also, slightly changing up the format again. Where Are They Now is a series where I take a look at games that I've covered a year ago, or reviewed, or played. I just take a look at how things have fared over time. Effectively, it's an opportunity to punch past the cult of the new, or even just the cult of, like, a game that's still fresh in your mind, and really see how those things have done over time. It had one format for, like, the first year and a half I did it, then I've done another format for the past year and a half, 2 years, and I am shifting it up a drop. Not a ton, but I think one of the things, and it may continue to change over time, this is a new year, and I am evaluating a lot of the videos I do, not just which ones to do, but the formats of the ones that I want to keep, and then whether I want to keep those series in general. For Where Are They Now, the thing I've always struggled with the most, and again, formats may continue to change, we'll see. Maybe this lasts another year and a half, we'll see how it goes. But the thing I constantly struggle with is too much time in the video series is spent talking about things that I played and then never played again, and that's like, it's not that interesting. Hey, this game I played a year ago, I didn't love it then, I still don't love it because I haven't played it since. Hey, this is a game I played 5 years ago, I still don't love it. So the main change I'm making now with this series, which is going to make for a shorter video, is the fact that this time round, or at least going forward until, we'll see, going forward for right now, I'm focusing on the things that do have some degree of change or reason to change, if that makes sense. Meaning either things that I had but then got rid of, or even things I debated with. Like, there's a lot more. I really want to focus on the stuff that actually was the most interesting and how those things have fared over time, as opposed to the things that I just wasn't interested in back then. That's the main change to the video series. Before I dive into this, I will still be looking, by the way, at last year February and 5 years ago February. Before I dive into this, just a note to our channel sponsor, Allplay. At allplay.com, you can get games both from Allplay, as well as games from their partner publishers, for example, these games from Bitewing Games. But not just that, you can get them for $4 in the US flat rate shipping for any number of games from any of themselves or their partner publishers. Basically, it's like a board game store, just with a lot of games that are well curated by Allplay themselves. With that, let's go ahead, and I should say publishers that are curated. I don't think they curate the games, they curate the publishers. The games are a different conversation. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this. February of 2025. So we're going to start by looking at last year, then go back 5 years ago. From February 2025, there was Casinopolis, which is still here. I love the Sprawlopolis series, I like Casinopolis, and I enjoy it. So it's like, I mean, I haven't gotten rid of anything in the whole Agropolis, Naturopolis. All of them are still here. They're tiny little wallets, they're easy to keep, and I like them all. There's also Massive Darkness Dungeons of Shadowreach that I covered in February. Again, these will all be things I covered in February. I'm still excited for that one. It's not here, I'm still excited for it. Massive Darkness is a game that's in my collection. I will say Massive Darkness always is in that, like, do I keep it or not kind of conversation. Between Cthulhu Death May Die and Zombicide, I kind of have that genre fairly well covered. I still like Massive Darkness enough that I still want it. But again, over time, we'll see what happens. For right now, again, the tricky part with these things is sometimes I back something, and by the time it shows up, I'm like, I'm no longer excited about that thing that I backed. The good news is, things like that I usually get my money back on, but we'll see. We'll see when it shows up, because there's definitely a delay given everything going on with CMON. Then an Age Contrived. I covered the expansions for an Age Contrived in February of last year, and an Age Contrived is a game that didn't make it for me. I like an Age Contrived a lot. I think it's a pretty solid, well, a lot. I like it a lot with caveats. The joke I always make is it's a game contrived. I think the engine does work well together. All the things that an Age Contrived does really synergize to a very satisfying Euro game that I enjoy. The struggle I have with it, and this kind of reared its head when I was covering the expansions, is that I find it's not the easiest game to teach new people, so unless I'm playing with people who already know, I'm biased a little bit against pulling it out, because it all comes together very nicely, but it's not the easiest game to onboard people. And I do find that games that are not the easiest to onboard, I still keep some of them. Games like Senkori, oh my gosh, it's so good. But like, I find that, I guess the way I put it is, if a game is a 4 out of 5, there's a decent chance it's in my collection. But a 4 out of 5 with barriers, less so. A 4 out of 5 needs as few barriers as possible, whether the setup, whether the calyx space it takes, not calyxes, the all play shelves, whether it's the shelf space it takes, whatever those barriers are, a 4 out of 5 kind of holds up to fewer barriers, and teaching people is a barrier. So an Age Contrived had the same like teaching load that Senkori does, but Senkori is a 5 out of 5, and an Age Contrived is a 4 out of 5, so it kind of did not make it. The expansions brought it to my attention that I didn't love teaching new people the game, even though the end of it was a really good game. Link City, a game I reviewed, played it at Level Up Retreat last year. I really enjoyed it at Level Up Retreat. It is still here. It is a fantastic game. Highly recommend Link City, in that vein of party games where you kind of, you're associating different words together. There's also Caper Europe, which is another game that is still here. Caper Europe does go on that list. I'm trying to keep my collection to 200 games. I do find that when I'm weighing up all the 2-player games I have, Caper Europe is a little lower down for me. It is still incredible. It's a solid 4 to 5 with very few things that get in the way of the experience. The only thing is I have a collection limit right now, arbitrarily imposed, of 200 games. And so when I do look at, ooh, I'm adding a new 2-player game to the collection, which 2-player game? It doesn't have to be a 2-player game, I just have to get rid of something. I do find that I do look at Caper Europe and wonder. So will it be in 5 years? I don't know. All I know is I still enjoy it very much today. Ethnos did not survive the cull down to 200 games. Ooh, we got a cat climbing up behind me. You can probably hear this. Oh my gosh, Margit. Hello, buddy. These chairs make for great cat climbing tools. Dude, what are you doing up here? Anyways, Ethnos. Ethnos, the new version from CMON. I appreciated the new version from CMON. I think it was a good step. I like the graphic design overall better of the game, the art and all that. But it did not survive the cull down to 200 games. A lot of great games did not make it, specifically that cull. Not just like, ooh, do I want to get rid of this? But I'm like, I'm trying to get to 200. What can I justify getting rid of? Ethnos didn't make it. Point Galaxy. I liked Point Galaxy when I covered the prototype last year, but it did not make it into my collection. It's a good game. I think it's very fun. I think it's very satisfying. It's from Flat Out Games. This is where I am being significantly more cutthroat about what does and doesn't stay, because anytime I add something new, something else has to leave. So Point Galaxy, I liked it, just didn't make it into the collection. So that's why I also, by the way, when I talk about these things, again, I'm not talking about things that I didn't even care or debate on. I'll be talking about things that left, things that changed, or even things that I was tempted by. Speaking of which, no, there's no speaking of which. That was the only one I was tempted by, at least in this period. Oh, dude. Did he jump down? I didn't even see. Anyways, we have Daybreak. I loved Daybreak when I first played it. My biggest concern with it was that I did think it was a little bit repetitive as far as the pathway to victory. And I played it probably like 15 times, something like that. I don't know. And I do feel that the more I played it, the more it's cemented for me that it's a really good game. I am comfortable getting my plays of Daybreak in on Board Game Arena because it is really, really good, but it's kind of repetitive, at least as far as what it's doing. So I still both highly recommend it, with the caveat that I think it has fewer plays that will keep the game fresh than other games. It's another one that did not survive the cull down to 200. And then lastly, Arydia. Arydia, the Pathway to Tread. I played this years ago when I had the prototype, but then I played it when it came out finally last year. I both think it's a really good game, highly recommended. I give it a 4.5. I think it's a solid experience. I also think that this one falls into the category of campaign games that if I'm not actively playing it, going back to it feels like a homework assignment. And I have found, something I've discovered about myself is campaign games that I can return to without feeling like I have to really pick up where... If a campaign game makes it so that going back to it after a short break feels like work, then it doesn't work for me and the way I play games. Because I often go through these periods where I'm like, ooh, I'm going to play this game for like the next 3 weeks. But now I have to cover a bunch of prototypes, and then I have to go to a convention, and suddenly a month and a half has gone by, and now it's time to go back to it. And if going back to it feels hard, I just don't hold on to those. So Arydia is fantastic. I do recommend it as a game with ongoing, repeat, regular sessions, as opposed to a game that you go to and from. I'm loving him jumping between the various shelves. He's now high up there. Anyways, that's February 2025, which brings us to February of 2021. 5 years ago, how did things fare? I covered Cloaked Cats with my daughter in February 2021, and it's still in our collection. It's still a game that the kids like and play, even though the kids are 5 years older than when... It's insane to think that. They're 5 years older when they first encounter this, but it's still one we pull out and play. Tapestry is still here to a degree. I covered Tapestry 5 years ago. It is still here, but it did have periods of ins and outs. I think I got Tapestry, got rid of it, got it back, got rid of it, got it back, and currently it's still here. I do wonder if it's a forever game. I really enjoy Tapestry, but again, when I'm weighing up games that the problem I have with Tapestry, here's what I'll tell you. A little secret of Tapestry. If they put all the expansions on Board Game Arena, I would get rid of Tapestry in a second. Not because I want to get rid of it, but because I know I have that limit of 200, and it would be an easier one to cull if the expansions were playable online. Because the expansions aren't playable online, and they do make for a better experience, that's why Tapestry still is here. I both like the tracks that you're playing with and all the things you can do with it, but I do find that it's a good game. It's a good game. It's a solid 4 to 5. But it's one of those things that the only hesitancy I have is the table time it takes up is sometimes games that I would be playing as a 4.5 or 5. Honestly, I probably should get rid of it. I probably should get rid of Tapestry. This is the hard part, because I'm not getting rid of it right now, but I'm telling you right now, it is... Maga, what are you doing? He's sitting in a box in a way that I think things are going to fall. Give me a second. No, he's coming out of the box. Okay, we're safe. We're safe, dear Lord. Whatever. Anyways, I do think Tapestry is a game that may well leave when it's time to make a culling decision about what stays. For right now, it's safe. Again, I really like it. It's just that, it's that balance, that trying to keep to 200. Every game you say yes to is a game you're saying no to. You have to remember that when you hold on to games. If you say yes to holding on to a game, you are saying no to another game. You're like, no, I could have them both. Yes, but you have limited time. You can't play everything. So when you say yes to something that you might play, you're saying no to something else that you could have played. That's always the decision here. Anyways, Kingdom Rush Elemental Uprising. Still here. Love it. I love it. I'd love it if I played it more. Not willing to get rid of it. I might be trying to go through the full solo campaign this year. I have a goal for myself to do things like that. I might do Kingdom Rush because I really like Kingdom Rush. It's really good. It's fairly unique. One of the things that makes a game like Tapestry different than Kingdom Rush is Tapestry, there's so many Euro-y games. Kingdom Rush, there's not a lot of tower defense games that I think are a really good tower defense experience, and Kingdom Rush Elemental Uprising combines polyominoes and tower defense in a way that really, really works, at least for me. Bloodstone. I covered the prototype for Bloodstone 5 years ago. Dear Lord, it's been a long time. I'm still excited for Bloodstones, if it ever... Not Bloodstones from Martin Wallace, Bloodstone from Druid City Games. If it ever launches, amazing. I have no idea. But all I'm saying is, I'm still excited for Bloodstone, but I haven't actually... It's been 5 years. It's insane to me that it's been 5 years. Truffle Shuffle. It's still here. Truffle Shuffle is a small little party game from AEG. Not party game, I lied. You're basically drafting chocolate. You're drafting chocolate from AEG. It's fun. It's simple. It's got a great theme. Chocolate. It's got good enough gameplay. It's one of those games that falls into the family collection, so to speak. It's not a game that absolutely wows me, but the kids like it. I like it. That's good enough. V-Commandos. I got rid of it. It took a long time, but I got rid of V-Commandos. It's actually a sad kind of arc of events because I love V-Commandos from the Triton Noir that unfortunately they shut down. But I love V-Commandos. But then I loved Assassin's Creed more. But Assassin's Creed is a campaign game that's hard to come back to. So I got rid of V-Commandos to hold on to Assassin's Creed, and then eventually got rid of Assassin's Creed. I'm kind of hoping that SAS Rogue Regiment takes the place of that stealth game in my collection. I've heard very good things about it. I would love to play it. Let's see if I can make it happen. But anyways, V-Commandos is gone, unfortunately. And then Ragnarocks. Ragnarocks is still here. I love that game. I really enjoy it. It's one of those, again, it's not one that might be here forever, that I don't know, but I can tell you is I really enjoy the two-player abstractness of Ragnarok. Same designer as Santorini, same kind of, you know, you have player powers, but then a two-player struggle and area control. Overall, fantastic experience, and one that has lasted 5 years later. Anyways, this is Where Are They Now for February of 2026, which means I'm looking at 2025 and 2021. Until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.